To sell or not to sell? That is the question. So we all know that interest rates have gone up, the market's shifting a bit. So you think, what do I do, Jill? Do I sell? Do I hang tight? So there's a lot of good questions, a lot of good information out there. So in this video, I'm going to give you some solid food for thought so you can make a good decision to decide whether or not you should pump the brakes on listing your home or hit the gas and move forward with it. Hi, I'm Jill Thomas, and each week I bring videos about real estate here in the Sarasota, Florida area. And also I talk about just Florida in general, the Sunshine State. So if you have been thinking about making a change, whether you are already here, you're thinking about selling, or you're thinking about coming to this area, then this might be a good channel for you to follow. So hit that subscribe button, all that good stuff. But then really in the end, I would love to work with you, help you out. So please call, text, email me, reach out to me, and let's see if we're a good fit to work together. And sometimes people just have general questions. They're not sure what to do, just like I'm addressing in this video. Some sellers aren't sure what to do. So sometimes talking with a professional one-on-one can really give some solid direction. So reach out to me. I'm happy to chat with you. Sellers want to know, do I list or do I wait a little while? And the real estate cycle here in Florida is a little bit different than most of the rest of the country. So often when I talk to people, they are thinking about that. They're getting input from people, family, friends in other parts of the country. And that's all good. Like, that's great that you kind of hear different opinions, get different input, different insight, but sometimes it can be a little confusing. And like I said, Florida's a little bit different. So in this video, I want to share with you 5 solid things to think about if you are considering listing your home right now in 2023. Number 1, low inventory. Believe it or not, our inventory here is still really low. Now, I know if we compare today's market to what it was the last couple of years, people feel like the inventory has really gone up. I talk to people all the time. They come up to me. Everybody always likes to talk about real estate, which is fine. I love it. And they'll talk about homes in their neighborhood that have come on the market. Oh, Jill, there's all these places on the market and they're not going under contract as fast and things like that. Well, compared to the last couple of years, sure, inventory has gone up. Properties are sitting on the market a little bit longer. There's no doubt about it. But even compared to 2019 and 2020, the inventory is still low. Right now in the Sarasota Bradenton area, we are around 3 months of inventory. Anything less than 6 months is a seller's market. Anything over 6 months is a buyer's market. And we could even say, give it a little cushion, even 5 to 7 months is balanced. And then anything less is a seller's market. So at 3 months of inventory, this is still considered a seller's market. Or inventory is still low. It just maybe doesn't feel as low as it has been from the last couple of years. Number 2, high prices. Again, you might be thinking prices are high. No, Jill, I'm watching the market. I'm watching my neighborhood and I see that prices are stable. Maybe they've gone down a little bit in comparison. And yep, that's true. I totally get that. But again, if we compare it to 2019 or even into part of 2020, most of 2020, the prices are still higher, significantly higher than what they were back then. So as a result, you're still better selling today in 2023 than you would have been before COVID in 2019 or even 2020. So prices are still really historically high. Number 3, low interest rates. Now, you might think, okay, now Jill, you got me on the inventory, you got me on the prices, but you can't tell me interest rates haven't gone up. They certainly have. And that's true. They have gone up. 2-3% interest rates, and now maybe like they're in the 6s. So yeah, absolutely, they have gone up. But now let's look at the historic average. Overall, since 1971, the average interest rate is 7.74. And back in October of 81, it was like 18 point something percent. So it was high. I remember as a kid back in the 80s, my mom having conversations with other adults about the interest rates being in double digits. And I think like something had gone down and my parents had gotten an interest rate that was like 10 or 11%, something like that, right? So yes, have the interest rates gone up, especially compared to the last handful of years? Absolutely. But historically, they're still pretty average or below average. And in reality, if people still have to buy, they still have to buy. Or if they want to buy, they're going to buy. So yes, interest rates have gone up. That has changed the landscape a bit, but there's still people out there that are like, nope, we're good. I was showing homes to people a year or two ago when the interest rates were a lot lower. I'm still talking to them today. They're coming this summer to look at properties. So that has not changed their motivation to move to Florida. Now, a quick little plug for my Facebook and Instagram accounts. Down in the description, I have links to those. And if you like my videos, I also have a lot of good information on those other platforms, local statistics, happenings, things about Florida, all super current, up to date. So if you're on Facebook and Instagram, go and click those, follow me on those platforms so you don't miss a thing. Number 4, cash buyers. Now, in the Sarasota Bradenton market, we are pretty heavy with our cash buyers. We can have anywhere from 30 to 50% of our sales in a month cash. Now, sometimes it changes based on house versus condo, price point, but really we see cash buyers at all price points. So they are out there. So again, just because their interest rates have gone up, maybe there's some other changes, there's always a solid chance, not 100% chance, that you're going to get a cash buyer. Now, sometimes sellers will go, oh, I only want to wait for a cash buyer. Okay, well, I don't think that that's a wise move. Hang tight. Let's find a solid buyer getting a loan. And sometimes buyers too, especially when the interest rates were lower, they would get loans just because they wanted to, not because they had to. So people have different types of motivation as well on how they finance a property, but we do have a good chunk of cash buyers in our area. So again, don't wait to list because you think, well, interest rates are too high, and so therefore I'm not going to get a good buyer. There's a chance you could have a cash buyer. Number 5, time of the year to list. Now, this is a question I get from all sellers. And sometimes I get this question from buyers too, because when they're looking at homes, they think, well, when should I be looking? Does it make a difference? So this is my perception on when to list a house. Really, in the end, you list it when the time is ready for you. But there's a couple different ways we can look at this. First of all, during our winter months, during season, we definitely have more people down. There's more people in town. So the conventional idea is list in the wintertime because there's going to be more physical eyes on the property. And there is something to say about that. At the same time, during off season, during the summer, early fall, even late spring, are there as many people down and in town at that time? No. But there's definitely less listings, new listings that come on the market during that time. So you have less competition with other listings. And people are still looking. And I think also because of COVID, the idea of people looking at homes virtually has really shot up. So I think that there is something to say about listing your house during the off season because there's less competition. People will look at things virtually. I do a lot of tours with people, take video properties and send them off to them. And honestly, this summer, I've got more buyers coming to town personally than I did during the winter months. So I think that's why I say, just list when the time is right for you. I think if you wait for the most perfect time, you think, oh, well, I'll list a few months before the school year starts. So people with families will be looking and they want to get in. And, there's all these different ways of looking at it. And there's some merit to all of them. But like I said, just list when the time is right for you. Don't try to time it just perfect because you'll drive yourself crazy. So those are my 5 big things to consider when listing your home. Now, of course, I am not talking about any personal motivation. I did touch on that a little bit with the last point, but everybody has a reason for selling also. So that might sway everything, no matter what all the statistics say. And yes, things do feel different today compared to the last couple of years. So things do feel very drastic or dramatic. Even as real estate agents, people who got into the market and got licensed in the last few years, they think the sky is falling when it comes to real estate, when it's like, nope, this is actually a little bit more business as usual. It's just unusual to them. So I think that for sellers, if we compare today to 3 or 4 years ago, 5 years ago, you are in much better position to sell today. You're going to make more money than what you would have prior to COVID. So I think that today is a good day for sellers to list their property. Okay, but in the end, what do you think? I'm just one person's perspective. Is there something I forgot to mention, something else to consider? Throw it in the comments below. I don't take it personally. Man, throw it out there. Let's, help other people out. What else did I not mention that I probably should have or could have? Please let me know and let other people know also. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you want to chat a little bit about what your real estate needs are, I'm happy to talk with you at any time. I'd love to partner with you to help you find the next property or sell your current property. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day.